They never told you the truth about money. Not in school, not at your job, not even in your own home. They taught you how to wake up early, how to follow rules, how to work hard, how to be realistic. But they never taught you how wealth is actually built. And that is exactly why 95% of people never get rich. Not because they are stupid, not because they are lazy, not because they lack talent, but because they were trained to survive instead of trained to win. Read that again. Most people spend their whole lives inside a system designed to keep them busy, tired, distracted, and dependent. They wake up to alarms they hate, drive through traffic they hate, work jobs they hate, to buy things they don't need, to impress people who don't care. Then one day they look in the mirror and wonder where the years went. And the most painful part, they did everything they were told. They worked hard. They stayed loyal, they played it safe, and still, they never became free. Because hard work alone does not create wealth. If it did, exhausted people would all be millionaires. But that's not how the game works. Money does not reward effort equally. Money rewards value. Money rewards leverage. Money rewards ownership. Money rewards patience. And most people are never taught any of that. They are taught to trade hours for dollars. You only have 24 hours in a day. Your energy is limited. Your time is limited. Your life is limited. So if your income depends only on your hours, your income will always have a ceiling. That is the trap millions live in for decades. Busy every day, paid every week, broke every month. They call it normal. But normal has made millions financially weak. Normal says buy the expensive car. Normal says impress strangers. Normal says finance everything. Normal says consume now, worry later. Normal says stay comfortable. Normal is expensive. Wealth usually begins the moment you stop trying to look rich. Most people buy symbols instead of assets. They buy clothes to feel successful, cars to feel respected, phones to feel updated, vacations to feel alive. But feelings bought on credit come with interest. The rich often buy assets first and luxuries later. The poor and middle class often buy luxuries first and hope assets come later. Hope is not a strategy. And that is another reason 95% never get rich. They wait. They wait for the perfect economy, the perfect opportunity, the perfect time, the perfect amount of savings, the perfect confidence. But perfect conditions rarely come. Years pass while they prepare to begin. Meanwhile, someone less talented, less educated, less polished started messy, learned on the way, adjusted fast, failed publicly, kept moving, and won. Because movement beats perfection, action beats intention, execution beats potential. The world is full of talented broke people. Talent without discipline is decoration. Potential means nothing if unused. There are people with average intelligence building extraordinary lives because they became consistent. And there are brilliant people living frustrated lives because they stayed in their heads. Overthinking has stolen more dreams than failure ever did. Some people lose before they even begin. They imagine rejection. They imagine embarrassment. They imagine judgment. They imagine failure. Then they stay still and call it caution. But the cost of staying still is invisible. You don't feel it today. You feel it 5 years later, when you realize the version of you that could have existed never got a chance. That regret hits harder than rejection ever will. Another reason most people never get rich. They confuse income with wealth. A person can earn 6 figures and still be trapped. High salary, high stress, high debt, high expenses, low freedom. That is not wealth. Wealth is not what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. Wealth is what you own. Wealth is what pays you while you sleep. Wealth is options. The ability to say no. The ability to choose your time. The ability to protect your family. The ability to walk away from what drains you. That is wealth. And most people never reach it because every dollar that enters their life immediately leaves it. Money comes in fast. Money goes out faster. They upgrade everything except their thinking. Bigger apartment, new subscriptions, more monthly payments, more financial pressure. Then they say they need a raise. Sometimes what people need is not more income. Sometimes they need fewer leaks. You cannot out-earn reckless habits forever. At some point, math catches everyone. Some people don't really want wealth. They want the image of wealth. They want applause. They want admiration. They want shortcuts. They want proof to show others. But real wealth is quiet for a long time. It looks boring in the beginning. Budgeting, learning, investing small amounts, building skills after work, saying no often, being patient while others show off. That season is invisible. No one claps for discipline in private, but later, everyone notices the tree. Most people want the tree without respecting the roots, so they quit during the silent phase. They start a business for 3 months, no results. Quit. They start investing for 6 months, no miracle. Quit. They start learning a skill. Gets hard. Quit. They mistake slow progress for failure, but slow progress is still progress. Seed underground does not look successful, yet it is becoming something powerful. Another reason 95% never get rich. They stay around people who normalize mediocrity. Environment matters more than motivation. If everyone around you mocks ambition, discipline becomes lonely. If everyone around you wastes money, saving feels strange. If everyone around you complains, growth feels unnatural. You become what is common around you. Energy is contagious. So is laziness. So is excuses. So is hunger. Choose carefully what surrounds you. Now let's talk about fear. Fear has made more poor people than lack of opportunity ever did. Fear of losing money. Fear of looking foolish. Fear of being judged. Fear of starting late. Fear of not knowing enough. Fear sounds intelligent. It gives logical reasons to stay stuck. But often fear is just imagination wearing a suit. The richest moves of your life may begin with uncomfortable decisions. Moving to a new place, starting the business, leaving the draining job, learning a new skill, investing before you feel ready. Comfort is expensive when it lasts too long. Growth usually charges discomfort first, then pays dividends later. Most people also underestimate compounding. They think small actions don't matter. $10 invested, an hour learned. One connection made, one workout done, one book read. Looks tiny, but repeated over years, tiny becomes massive. Small shifts, repeated consistently, create different destinies. The poor mindset says, it's only a little. The wealthy mindset says, it all counts. Every dollar, every habit, every day, every decision. Because it does. Another hidden reason people never get rich. They outsource responsibility. They blame the economy, their parents, their boss, their past, their age, their country, their luck. Some obstacles are real, some are painful, some are unfair. Blame has never built a future. Responsibility is heavy, but it has power. The moment you say, my life is now my responsibility, you become dangerous in the best way. Because now change is possible. No one is coming to rescue you. You don't need permission to improve. You don't need approval to start. You don't need applause to continue. You need standards. Standards determine destiny. What you tolerate shapes your future. Tolerate laziness. Get weakness. Tolerate distraction. Get regret. Tolerate average effort. Get average life. Raise standards, and life responds. Many people think rich people are lucky. Sometimes luck matters. But luck finds movement more often than stillness. Luck meets the person networking. Luck meets the person learning skills. Luck meets the person taking chances. What people call luck is often unseen work. Another reason 95% never get rich is distraction. Modern life is designed to fracture focus. Notifications, scrolling, drama, comparison, noise. A distracted mind struggles to build anything meaningful. You cannot create wealth while feeding every interruption. Attention is currency now. Where yours goes, your future follows. Some people give their best energy to screens and their leftovers to dreams. Protect your focus like it is money, because it becomes money. The ability to concentrate for long periods is now a superpower, and rare skills get paid. The marketplace rewards usefulness. Can you sell? Can you lead? Can you solve problems? Can you communicate clearly? Can you create value online? These skills can change your financial ceiling, but most people spend years mastering entertainment and almost no time mastering value. Money often flows toward competence. Become useful. Become rare. Become reliable. Now hear this carefully. Most people quit right before momentum. The gym gets easier after consistency. Business gets easier after learning. Investing gets stronger after time. Confidence grows after evidence, but many stop in the valley where effort is high and rewards are low. That valley breaks impatient people. But if you survive that season, things begin to compound. Momentum loves consistency, and consistency is available to almost everyone. So why do 95% never get rich? Because getting rich usually requires becoming someone most people refuse to become. Disciplined when no one watches. Patient when nothing shows. Focused when distracted.